It's 6 a.m. Hello and welcome to the news bulletin here on 3FM 92.7. We are coming to you live from our studio here at Adisawe Kanda in Accra and also live on the numerous affiliates across the country and on 3news.com as well. Coming up this morning, anti-graft campaigners applaud Office of Special Prosecutor for what they describe as timely intervention to freeze assets of former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Abnadapa.
Those who are saying it's late, let me just say I disagree respectfully. You know, I've been supporting OSP 120%, but you know, it's also good that some people are naysayers. It helps to bring a balance.
Proponents of Ghana's anti-LGBTQ bill take a swipe at World Bank for move to halt loans to Uganda because of its LGBTQ laws.
It is draconian. It should not be allowed. Was it only Uganda that has passed this law? No. We have countries like Hungary. Why is it that Uganda is now being targeted because of the law that has been passed?
We will hear from South Day NP Roxanne Nelson Dafiamapo, who says the move is discriminatory. Plus, government refused claims it is abolishing BECE as BECE candidates prepare to wrap up their final exams tomorrow.
Regularly, we remit them. In less than a week ago, we made a payment of 50 million cedis to WAEC, and therefore, if that will not even fully cover whatsoever arrears we needed to pay WAEC, there are additional tranches that are also being worked on. So the public must be assured.
We will hear from Deputy Education Minister Reverend John Ntimforjo. We have details of these and some other stories coming your way in a jiffy. To stay with us. Thank you for staying around. My name is Godwin Asideba. Let's take the details now. Anti-graft campaigners have described as timely the intervention by the special prosecutor to freeze the assets of the former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Abnadapa as part of ongoing investigations by the anti-corruption body into missing $1 million saga. You would recall 2 weeks ago, we reported that the OSP had made a substantial find of cash during a search conducted at the cantonment and Abelempe residences of the former minister. Here's a news desk report. Well, we will bring you this report subsequently in our bulletins, but you can also find details of it if you log on to 3news.com. Away from that, lawyer Martin Pegbu says the step is a timely move in the right direction.
Those who are saying it's late, let me just say I disagree respectfully. You know, I've been supporting OSP 120%, but you know, it's also good that some people are naysayers. It helps to bring a balance. If there wasn't any huge sum of money in there, CJB wouldn't have spent state resources going to court, freezing it in the first place, and now going to court for confirmation so that the accounts remain frozen. The OSP said they had found something significant. And when you say significant, that's a huge sum of money.
He adds the move is good as it will clear the uncertainty around the ownership of the monies retrieved in her house.
Where the special prosecutor considers that freezing of property is necessary to facilitate an investigation or prosecution, the special prosecutor shall in writing direct the freezing of A, the property of a person or entity being investigated, or B, specify property held by a person or entity other than the person or entity being investigated or prosecuted. Then 2, the special prosecutor shall, within 14 days after the freezing of the property, apply to the court for a confirmation of the freezing. So we say, that's how come within 14 days is going for the confirmation, the so-called confirmation order. Then you go on, there are other sections, 39, 40, etc., all emphasizing all the things that can be done once they are in court.
Let's turn attention now to some other stories. Proponents of Ghana's anti-LGBTQ bill before Parliament has taken a swipe at the World Bank for its decision to halt loans to Uganda because of the LGBTQ law, saying it is discriminatory. The World Bank has said it will no more approve loans for Uganda because of its new anti-gay law as it contradicts the core values. Homosexuals acts were already illegal in Uganda, but anyone now convicted faces life imprisonment under the new law, which was enacted in May. This is an issue many Ghanaians will be interested in because of the ongoing LGBTQ debate in Parliament. MP for Saudi and a proponent of the bill, Roxanne Nelson Dafiamepo, says the decision is selective and targeted.
I don't see it as anything that the World Bank would necessarily punish Uganda for passing a law that the Ugandans or the Parliament of Uganda, including the President of Uganda, ascended to it as a law that would safeguard the culture norms of that country. And therefore, for an institution of World Bank structure, asking that they will not give additional funding to Uganda is neither here nor there. The ambassador said it was draconian and whimsical. I believe that it is draconian. It should not be allowed. Was it only Uganda that has passed this law? No. We have countries like Hungary, passing laws that are supposed to be anti-homosexual law. What has World Bank done to countries like Hungary? Why is it that Uganda is now being targeted because of the law that has been passed?
He adds Ghana's parliament remains unfazed by the World Bank's decision.
That we also conducted our own survey. We went around, we spoke to our constituents, and we asked them whether it is, for us, whether the Ghanaians who accept it, for us to continue or we should change our laws. And one of the things that we heard was clearly that our culture does not permit, any form of sexual interaction from any context, and therefore we should go ahead to come up the law. And so we know that Ghanaians are supporting us. They are fully aware that whatever the outcome will be as we pass this law, as we see in Ghana, whatever the outcome will be, Ghanaians are fully prepared, and we would stand by the law, just as Ugandans would stand by the law.
Let's talk education now. A Deputy Minister of Education, Reverend John Ntimfojo, has refuted assertions that government has plans to abolish the basic education certificate examination after this year. There were claims that the 2023 BECE was the last one, as government plans to introduce a new system of assessment. But the Deputy Minister says that is not accurate.
BECE will continue to be in place. There's no decision whatsoever to write off or jettison BECE. So that notion or that perception should be disregarded. We are going to have the same form as we've been doing. Of course, the test items each year will have it in a different format as WAEC determines, but the standard is going to be the same and is going to be reflective of the curriculum that we have put in place, what they have been taught. That is exactly what is going to cover.
The BECE will end tomorrow, Friday, August 11, 2023. Away from that, economist with the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Godfred Boppin, has hinted of the likelihood of a third debt exchange program. According to him, this is due to government's inability to fully restructure its domestic debt. He was speaking at the Three Business Thought Leadership series.
We had just restructured around 83 billion cedis of the total bonds. That tells you that we didn't get the fiscal savings that we wanted. So we knew that government would do a second round. They would do a third round. At that time, we knew that the cocoa bill, that was around 8.1 billion end of 2022. The local dollar denominated component around $800 million. Talk about the pensions, 29.2 billion cedis. Then Bank of Ghana. As at the end of 2022, the exposure of the central bank to the government was 77.6 billion cedis.
The Environmental Protection Agency has served notice to shut down a paper production company at Winneba in the central region if it is unable to reduce the levels of contamination at its treatment facility. The executive director, Dr. Henry Kwabena-Kokofu, at the media briefing said the decision was taken after the EPA detected large volumes of contamination at the company's waste treatment facility. There's more in this report.
According to the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, the paper production factory connected two pipelines into the Prato River and the Muni Lagoon, all located in Winneba in the central region. During the test run of the facility in 2019, the pipes became the channel through which it discharged wastewater into the rivers. The company was subsequently directed to construct wastewater treatment facilities and currently recycle water for reuse. The EPA, however, said upon receipt of a viral video last week on the activities of the company, environmental health officers from the region moved in to take samples of the water from the treatment plant for testing. Executive Director of the EPA said preliminary investigations reveal that the treatment water is contaminated.
The company was issued with an environmental permit in November 2019. There were challenges such as power failures during the period of their test runs. Constructed a pipe from their factory into the sea, through which treated effluent could be discharged during the period of the test runs. We're going to prescribe what needs to be done, and if possible, lock down the place until we are convinced that that remedy is carried out.
The EPA has thus put in measures to contain the situation, including installing monitoring system at the facility to deter them from discharging the water into the rivers.
Well, there's more news if you log on to 3news.com. My name is Godwin Asideba. Have a good morning.